Hi, my name is Jane O'Halloran, founder of Beyond the Empty Nest. Welcome to this live video. So, do you bottle up your feelings? Do you hold on to them? Do you feel like you're pretending, like you're wearing a mask? Does it feel like a pressure cooker inside? Like that pressure's building up as you hold on to those feelings? And if you do, perhaps you feel that in your body. Perhaps you feel tension in your neck, your shoulders, your back. Maybe you have digestive problems. It can affect you in all sorts of ways. Maybe, holding on you can physically actually be constipated, or you can have irritable bowel syndrome. It can cause problems with inflammation in the body, because we're holding on. It can cause high blood pressure. It can cause all sorts of problems. Or maybe you just feel really tired and drained with the whole thing. And then thinking about our thoughts. How are your thoughts? Are you overthinking? Are your thoughts going round and round in circles and you're just not getting anywhere? It's kind of driving you crazy. And you can't think straight. You can't make decisions. Or what about how you feel? Maybe you're feeling anxious, or your mood is low, or maybe you're irritable because you're holding on to all this stuff, these feelings. And actually, do you find that when you do that, you end up lashing out at the people closest to you because that feels safest? And these are the very people who you want to be there for you, but you end up pushing them away because you've just got these feelings that have built up. So does that sound like you? And I think the reason that we bottle feelings up is because we judge ourselves, or partly that, because we judge ourselves, and we judge ourselves as not being good enough. Or perhaps we judge that our feelings aren't valid, or maybe we're ashamed or embarrassed of our feelings, and we don't want other people to know that. We don't want other people to judge us. Perhaps it's a little bit of pride. Perhaps we don't want to face those feelings ourselves. And do you sometimes think that, hi Ellen, so we're just talking about bottling up feelings and how that affects us. And I was saying that perhaps you do that because you judge yourself. You judge yourself. Those feelings aren't valid, or you're embarrassed. You're ashamed of those feelings. You judge yourself, and you don't want other people to know that. And maybe you think that everyone else is okay. Everyone else has got it sussed. And I know probably, hi Alison, I know probably that rationally we kind of know that's not the case, that everyone else is okay and everyone else has got it sussed. But when we're feeling like that, when we're feeling that pressure cooker of holding on to those feelings, and we're in pain and discomfort with that feeling on all sorts of levels, we feel a bit like we're on our own. We feel like, nobody else is like this. Everyone else is fine. Everyone else is getting on with life. It's only me that feels like that. So maybe you feel that too. And I have felt this. I have thought all of these things. And there was a time in my life when I had depression and anxiety. And, I remember being in a room full of people, some social event. And I felt like I was in a goldfish bowl. I felt so disconnected from everybody. And I felt as though I couldn't even talk. I remember it so clearly. And it was even, I remember somebody asking me if I wanted a cup of tea. And it it took everything I had to answer that. And it was like, I thought, surely people can see what's going on with me. But I was just kind of sat there, and I felt paralyzed. And I felt like, as I said, I was in this goldfish bowl, and there was this barrier between me and everyone else. Because I think what happens is when we bottle up our feelings, we shut down part of ourselves. And we can't do that selectively. We end up shutting down more and more of ourselves. And then we end up putting those barriers. And I was in a room full of people, and I have never felt so alone in all my life. And that's what we do when we shut down. We shut down more and more, and we feel alone. We feel disconnected from people. And I think that, I was ashamed. I judged myself as a failure, as not good enough. And I didn't want other people to judge me that way. So I held it in. But, you end up pretending. You end up pretending. You end up not being the real you, if you even know what the real you is anymore. And it's like you're wearing a mask. We've talked about that before. And not being the real you, it's like you're denying yourself. You're denying who you are to yourself. You're denying who you are to other people. And that denying of who you are, it means you're not living your life fully. You're not living who you are. You're pretending. It's like you're going through the motions. And that erodes your confidence. It erodes your self-esteem. It erodes your self-belief. And when you've not got that self-belief, it's like you're powerless. It's like you're like a leaf being blown about in the wind. You're not in charge, hi Lisa, of your own life without that feeling of that self-belief. And often we don't want to face those feelings ourselves. It's too uncomfortable, it's too painful, maybe it's too frightening, or maybe we've just got used to that feeling. It might be that you've been bottling up your feelings for years and you've got used to that feeling. But you're not realizing that it's taking its toll. It's sapping the life out of you. It's not allowing you to be you and live your life. And the only way to move on is to, hi Heather, yes, thank you, I've got a new camera. The only way to move on is to express those feelings. Hi Beatrice, welcome to your first live talk. The only way to move on is to express those feelings and release it. The trouble is, if we've been doing this for a long time, if we've been holding on for a long time, we get entrenched. It's like there are patterns of thinking and behaving, and our body's in a certain pattern, and our behaviors are in a certain pattern, and the way we relate to ourselves, the way we relate to other people, it all becomes this pattern, and we've kind of got stuck and it's entrenched. But when I finally found a way to express my feelings, when I found a way to accept myself as I am, when I found that way to be the real me and allow that to be seen for good or bad, it was such a relief. It was such a relief. It was like I felt so much lighter. And, you can do that too. You can. And, when you do that, you feel strong and you feel empowered. And you learn to love yourself and accept yourself. And the amazing thing is that when we love ourselves and when we accept who we are, then other people accept us. you know, and then if they don't, well, that's okay, because we love and accept ourselves. And you feel more positive, and it's like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and you start to live your authentic life as you are. And when you start to live your authentic life and you can really be you, then, you know, you can start to live your purpose. You can start to see your purpose in life. And it's an amazing thing. You know, I had mentors and teachers who believed in me, and they showed me the way. And I went through that process, which is why I'm so passionate now about guiding other people through that process, because I know how it feels to be in that horrible stuck place, in that pressure cooker of bottling up our feelings and denying. I was denying who I was. I was bottling up my feelings. I was disconnected from everybody. And I know what that's like, and I know what the relief is like. So that's why I'm so passionate about guiding people through that process. So if you want to finally get that relief, if you want to finally be you and live your authentic life, whatever that means for you, but just the freedom of being yourself and accepting yourself. If that's what you want for you, then reach out to me, message me, and we can talk. And I can get you the results that I've got for myself and that I've got for my clients. So that's all I wanted to say today. Thank you for joining me, ladies, Ellen and Alison, Lisa, Heather and Beatrice. If you've got any questions, feel free to post them. You can post them now, you can post them later. I'll go back and look at them. And ladies, if you came in a little bit towards the end of the video, please go back to the beginning, and it might all make sense or more sense if you've seen it from the beginning. So have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you on the next video. Love and light.